Oh, that looks so good. Oh no, that's... Bubba golf is feeling all right. So there's like a tree here, so you can like get a big slider into the gap. Like when you see a golf shot and you visualize it, like over that tree, high cut. And yeah, it's like satisfying. I don't think anyone on the channel has ever seen me try and attempt a flop shot. So this is probably a first.
Oh, bite! Josh, you dog it.
Right, this is hitting outrageously inappropriate, unnecessary shapes for 6 holes of golf. So every single shot is going to be a hook or a fade to pins, into pins, hooking it off the fairway, hitting unnecessary shapes with driver. We're just going to mix it up and have fun for 6 holes and see what the outcome is. It's almost like a bit of a experiment, just a bit of fun with practice. And we're at Bovey Castle. This hole is probably one hole that actually suits a ridiculous shape. So around 200 yards, it starts to dogleg left. So we're gonna hit a 4-iron. Usually this would be sort of like a 20-yard draw, just trying to get it around the corner. Today we're gonna go a bit more, go like 35, 40. It's a big sweeping draw. Yeah, that's moving. Probably could have struck that a bit better, but it's getting dry here in England, so this one's actually shot down quite a way. It looks like I got about 120. Let's have a look. Slightly into wind. Okay, 130 into wind, probably playing around 135. As we're playing a big hook off the water onto the pin, we're gonna go 48. So just gotta try and feel the 30-yard draw with a 48-degree wedge from 130. I've not started that. I started nowhere near far enough. That's moved so much in the air. It's having the confidence to actually start that probably right of the water. Yeah, this is not really the leave. It's gonna be pretty quick as soon as it gets on the fringe. It's gonna have to play this bunker shot pretty high, landing it sort of just before the fringe and hope it gets a soft kick. This is the other bit. There's probably gonna be some weird up and downs or attempts at up and downs from strange places. And my short game is somewhat strange anyway, so it's a good combo. Oh, it's come out nice. Slightly, probably a yard farther than where I was trying to pitch that, but that come out soft to a spin. Beautiful. Leave a comment below. How do you see me scoring through 6 holes? Because if we can get anything around par, I think that'd be a pretty good number considering. So, right, this should be inside right. Oh, yes. Get it. So we've got a big tree overhanging on the left, which means, again, this has got to be, if it's going to be a big shape, it's going to have to be a hook. This is 161. Playing a big hook, obviously, it's going to de-loft it, less club like the last. 161 into wind. It's usually big 9 or little 8. But as we're hooking it, we can hit like a comfortable 9. Just start it like on the purple trees, or maybe just right of it. So skirting the tree line and get it hooking in. If I hook this too much, it's in the water. If it doesn't hook, it's in the water. So all the options. Oh, that's lovely, that. Go on, release. Oh, on the back of the green. Okay, this is pretty quick. Probably gonna be, if anything, just off the right. But it gets quick around here. So just gotta feather this down just outside the right edge. And yeah, 2 putts is not the worst from here. Not really moved. All right. Third hole of the day is a par 5 at Bovey. This is never really fade, especially like a big 30-yard cut over the tree line, away from the out of bounds and the water, back into the fairway, but we've not hit a cut yet. So off the back box, it's over 500 yards, over the top of this tree, just where it comes out. Big fade, back to the middle. That's what we can do. Right, over that tree, high cut. Oh, that's actually gold. This trap here is like 290 front, 300 carry, and we are, oh, it's up there. It's, yeah, 4 yards from the hazard. Right, so we've got 176 to a back flag, so it's around 160 middle. So that'd be, I think that's about 350. But also in play when you start on it in the dead zone. Okay, 176, got a tree just overhanging here, so you're gonna have to keep it under that. But obviously we're playing a hook. So this one's a fly lie, right? So there's grass behind the ball. So when you get fly lies, you can't really impart much spin, which is why it comes out hotter, less spin, it goes further. But it also, you can't generate the side spin. The most I can get out of this with a wedge from 176 with a fly, it will probably be like 10 yards in the air. So we're gonna try and start this sort of like just over the right bunker with quite a bit of a draw. Try and get it up to that flag. Should get there, I reckon. Yeah, that's actually sat down, but it's up there. Should roll out to the back. Right, other question, and a lot of people have a different opinion on this with their golf games. So, do you a fade, do you a draw, do you try and shape it both ways? Like, what's your sort of like attitude to shaping a golf ball on the golf course? Because a lot of people, especially tour pros, sort of like to have one shot, which is just a more consistent way to play, really. If you can predictably produce one shot, it's easier to know sort of like your shot pattern, and your dispersion is probably going to be a bit tighter. But then you get someone like Tiger Woods throughout his career, who's always moved it both ways and moved it quite a lot, very much by like the feel of his hands. So it's interesting. A lot of guys now, especially with what Scott Fawcett is preaching, to hit definitely only one shape off the tee with driver. But then a lot of guys are also just hitting one shape with their irons as well. So like the shot making that you used to see sort of disappeared a bit more with like new technology and stuff. So yeah, what's your opinion on shaping it? Do you like to get a bit creative, or are you just like one shape? So that fly lie has made it come out hot. It's not moved much in the air, but you know, it's 176 pitching wedge. I mean, it's probably landed around 150 because it is sat down in the rough quite a bit, but yeah, it comes out firing and it goes quite a bit further. Eagle putt. Level through 2 is to get it under par. This is probably straight. Maybe like slightly off the right to start with, and then it might dart back. Oh wow. All right, 2 under through 3. Sure as then. So we've got a par 4 now, around 400 yards. And due to the shape of the hole, fairway sort of starts down here, and then you've got a path that runs along, and then the fairway crosses over. This just sets up for sort of like a low, big sliding driver, sort of like into the gap. So there's like a tree here, so you can like get a big slider into the gap. We've got a little hut on the left, and that's probably down there around 240, Irish dentist. So I'm gonna tee this down, because I like to feel like I'm a bit like on top of these for the low sliders. So tee it down, open up, and I'm not really like feeling too much swing wise. I'm just like sort of like seeing the shape, and then just getting across it, holding the face, and mostly just thinking about path and face in order to get this thing moving. Most of the pre-shot routine is just going into seeing the shape, like visualizing the shape, and then just trying to create that with your hands. Oh, that is... Shouldn't boast about your own play, but that felt quite nice, John. And that is like the satisfying bit about hitting shapes for me, because when you're one-dimensional, okay, you can argue that that's more consistent, but sometimes on the golf course when you're having fun, just out here with your mates playing, like when you see a golf shot and you visualize it, and then you sort of step in and create that shape, it feels like a bit artistic in a way. Not AR, just in case you're wondering. And yeah, it's like satisfying. I don't know if anyone else agrees, or I just seem like a bit of a weird, but there's something satisfying about like seeing a shape and hitting it like you're drawing a picture. But then I go back into tournament mode and I'm like, right, how do you get it around the golf course in as little as possible? Because technically that is what you're doing. And then sometimes when I get into that mode, I can't really hit the shot because I'm not seeing them, because I'm just thinking repetitive action, little fade, small dispersion. I don't know. I'm sort of like stuck in between it. Basically Bubba Golf versus DJ without as much cash or as lower scores. Okay, just round through, we've got 93. Pin is sort of like middle right. So we're gonna try and hit a cut with a 53 and start this, I don't know, like just try and cut it as far as possible. Let's probably start this like left side of the green and try and get it to slide. This is gonna have to be quite pronounced. Nah, I struck that so bad. It's like 10 foot away, but that one was struck quite high out the face. So like near the top sort of like toe area. When you strike it out the toe, you sort of lose all the speed and compression going into the golf ball. So that's why it come out high, dead. It's literally like 7 foot away for some reason. It's really hard to get much movement with shorter wedges. You really have to like sort of like squeeze down into like the bottom grooves of an open face, and it's just, yeah, it's not really happening. So anyway, got a putt to go, 3 under through 4 holes. Bubba Golf is feeling all right. All right, it's got no business ending up like 8 foot away. Looks like it comes off the right a bit. Here we go, just outside. Obviously I'm not actually pissed off that I'm 3 under, I'm just pissed off that you can spend so much time preparing for a tournament, go in there, do all the prep, trying to hit all the right shots, shoot 3 over, come back with no money, and then you could just rock up and just be 3 deep through 4, hitting ridiculous shots. It's a bitch of a game. It's a tough mistress it is. Right, we've got a chance to hit a humongous hook into this. So this is 155, playing slightly downhill. Got wedge, I'm gonna take it back as far as I can. Yeah, we've got wedge. That pin is calling for a nice little hook into that back left flag. So we're gonna try and start this right of the bunker and just give it the old hurrah. Oh, that looks so good. Oh no, that's... It's like 10 foot. This to go 4 through 5. Oh, it did as well. 3 foot. Oh yeah, beautiful. Gonna hit a shot now that I call the dirty inbred. This is just like a nasty stinger with a little hook. To hit the dirty inbred, get it back in your stance and just stay on top of it, shut the face, and the dirty inbred will come out. And if you actually hit the shot properly, when we drive over the bridge in a second, a dirty inbred is gonna come up from under the bridge. Oh, that's quite dirty. That's very inbred. That's the thing, if you're on the golf course and you're gonna risk hitting the dirty inbred, and there are bridges around, you've got to be in a fast-paced moving vehicle. Right, there you go, straight over the bridge. Straight over. just in case. If you're on foot, it's very dangerous. Got 109. Wind is sort of like into at the left, so after hitting a dirty inbred off the tee, I would be remiss not to step up and hit the 5 thumb fade with a wedge from 109. I'm just trying to like play a little knockdown with quite a bit of a cut. Just try and get this move in, sort of like knockdown feel, get it sliding in. Cut, cut, cut. That's dead, by the way. All right, this is why it's dead. We've got something growing from the left side of the 7th hole at Bobby. You probably can't really see this as much as it is there on camera, but it's just like a huge bulge front left, and my ball's over it. I feel like the only shot to play is just the parachute lob. Obviously, one of the many shots in my short game arsenal. Now, if you've watched this channel enough, you obviously know that I've got one of the best short games in the world. When I retire from YouTube, I'm actually gonna start some short game clinics. You literally need to go to the clinic after having a short game lesson with me. I mean, I'll probably putt this, and there's really nowhere to stop it. So, and I got a massive lump of bird shit behind my ball. So the odds are not really stacked, but we're gonna just play the full-on unnecessary flop shot. I don't think anyone on the channel has ever seen me try and attempt a flop shot. So this is probably a first. Like 18 months ago, I was putting from 50 yards. This could be interesting. Oh dear, that was quite good. Right, so this is for 3 under through 6 holes, hitting just stupid golf shots pretty much every shot. This is probably going to be like 2 cups outside the right, uphill, then flattens out and then just takes a hard dive left. This will make me rethink the whole game again. It's a bit pathetic, that. There you go, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed that. If you haven't watched this channel before, then subscribe if you want to. Gonna be doing more on-course videos, matches. There's gonna be plenty more dirty inbreds as well, so see you soon.